I don't know how to start it. I'm trying to think of words. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. Hello, and welcome to the Three Amigos, the podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about Cruella, which is a 2021, said that really weirdly, 2021 remake that's just recently come out.
Well, it's not really a
starring-
remake, it's a reimagine or
well,
something.
reimagined
Yeah.
from Cruella's point of view, like her backstory.
Yes.
It's a prequel, that one. And it stars Emma Stone and Emma Thompson and other actors.
Yeah.
Um,
Other actors
yeah.
not named Emma.
This was released in cinemas and also on Disney Plus.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Is it?
I think it is.
Obviously, it's based upon the novel 101 Dalmatians, and it's like the backstory. So it's basically dwelling. I can't speak today. Dwelling.
I don't think that's the word.
That's not the word. I don't know what the word is, but basically, it's coming from her backstory and explaining. So
I think it's I don't think it's really a prequel. It's more a separate universe.
no, because the website says there's a prequel. Because I think they're gonna do a second one. That's what I've heard.
I guess, but like then this one would be a prequel. It can't be a prequel to the animated one because she's too young.
I think it's the live, maybe the other live actions. I don't really know.
The one with Glenn Close. I don't know. I think she's still.
I think they're just saying it's a prequel.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe they're gonna make more probably at some point.
Definitely.
So
I would classify it more as in a different universe.
What?
Different universe. Alternate universe.
Multiverses.
Do you reckon they're better off like making another film or making it into like a mini series like they do with WandaVision?
No.
I mean,
no series.
There's already an animated series with the 101 Dalmatians.
True.
So basically, it starts off for Cruella de Vil. So she's actually called Estella.
Yes.
And she's born with black and white hair. So one side's black, one side's white. It's like split right evenly in the middle. So she's considered unusual. Her mother, Catherine, is like, oh, she's quite creative and she likes dogs. And I think she attends this like really famous school. Or she's like, this is like a school where you're meant to go to be like the best designer because her mum wants her to be like fashion designer basically.
Well, my mother wants her to be like
creative
but well behaved. I think it's just like a normal school.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just like in the 60s.
Yeah, but
to me it looks very posh. But that's because it has uniforms looks posh to me because that doesn't exist in Portugal.
We had uniforms, but we weren't posh. But it did look. It's the building as well, I think.
We only had uniforms if you went to a private school.
My high school was like an old building, and you had to wear like a blazer and a tie and that.
Yeah, no, we didn't have. I wore jeans and t-shirts and.
I think we discussed this before. Why did we discuss High School Musical? I think we discussed this.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no uniforms for me.
No uniforms for Rita, but uniforms for us.
Yes.
So she attends. Basically, she's quite rebellious and she kind of doesn't make many friends. But I think she makes one friend. Which actually is quite interesting who she befriends because obviously, if you know the plot of like 101 Dalmatians and all that stuff before, you'll be like, oh. So I don't know if I should say the name.
I mean, we're going to do spoilers. It's Anita.
Yes, Anita.
Yeah,
Darling.
say Anita.
Basically, she meets Anita at school.
Yeah.
Obviously she gets kicked out. She's been naughty. She's a bit of a rebel. And so her mum decides to be like, okay, right, we're gonna pull you out of the school. We're gonna move to London.
I like that.
Um,
So
Yeah.
they're going to expel her.
yeah, and the
But
mum's like, right, nope.
no,
Before
I'm
you
No,
taking it out.
expel her-
I'm taking her out.
Yeah.
And obviously at this point she's also picked up a little orphaned stray called Buddy, the little dog.
Yes.
Which is quite cute. And so yeah, her mum takes her out of school, and she's like, right, move to London, fresh start. But obviously on their way to London, Catherine's like, right, we need to go to this big house, big fancy mansion, and there's a party going on.
Yeah, she needs to talk to
Um,
an old friend.
which is hosted by Baroness von Hellman, and she tells Estella to stay in the car.
Yeah.
Obviously, Estella's quite cheeky and naughty, and ends up, Bloody the dog gets out, and then Estella goes after him, and she's goes into the party, and the guy, he's such a famous actor, but I can't think of his name, who he plays.
Mark Strong, right?
Yeah, but I can't think of the character's name that he was playing, but he's basically the security man.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
I don't know.
Oh
I
wow.
can't remember. I don't think
I've
they
watched
really
this movie
say.
twice.
Yeah, I don't think they say though.
They have to
No.
say it.
I don't think they do. Oh,
It has
John the Valet. John the Valet. That's what he's
John,
labeled
okay.
under.
Yes.
So yeah, he catches them and grabs her and's like, "You shouldn't be here," and makes her put on a
Hat.
wig to disguise her hair.
It's a hat.
A hat, is it? I thought it was a wig.
I think it was a
Oh
hat.
no, wait. So she has to disguise her hair, and obviously the Dalmatians start to chase her, and she runs outside, and so Catherine is talking to this figure, and basically you can tell Catherine has some stuff on this lady or person.
Yes.
And you see the Dalmatians are running for Stella, but then they change directions and they go for
they jump over her.
They jump over her and they
Yeah.
go for Catherine. And Catherine kind of falls off the cliff and to her death.
Yeah, those
And
are
then-
very strong Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then other Dalmatians seem to have died too, because they've gone over the cliff as well, surely.
No, they didn't. They stopped at the
Oh, it looked like
little
they
wall.
did. Estella obviously runs away with Buddy, but she loses the necklace that her mum gave her,
Yes.
which is an important family heirloom.
Yeah.
And she loses the necklace, and she runs away, and she goes to this big fountain in London, and then she's found. She
in
falls
Regent
asleep.
Park.
Yeah, she falls asleep, wakes up, and she's found by two basically little orphans called Jasper and Horace.
Yeah.
And I like this kind of how they incorporated dogs into it. The little one-eyed dog Wink.
Yeah.
And she kind of then the police obviously comes and tries to chase them because they're orphans, and she follows them into this secret little abandoned house. And in the end they're kind of talking. They explain they're orphans, and she's like, "Oh, my mum's died." And then she dyes her hair red
To blend in.
and
Yeah.
to get rid of the black and white hair.
Yeah.
Obviously then it cuts to 10 years later, and obviously they're a lot older, so
And we see the three living together, don't we?
yes, so
Yeah.
Estella, Jasper and Horace are thieves and pickpockets, and they're trying to make ends meet.
The little montage of them stealing stuff and going on
Yeah.
heists, it's
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Cool. I did like the little montage.
It's very good.
And the dogs have grown up as well, and it's kind of cute.
Well, yeah, the dogs are
and
going to die soon, let's be honest.
Yeah, and obviously she's still into making her fashion and her she does all their costumes and stuff
And
like
there's
that.
disguises, yeah.
And so for her birthday, Jasper and Horace actually get her an entry-level job as a janitor, which I don't think she really realized she would be like the cleaner.
I don't
at
think
the
they realized
fashion
she was
store.
going to be a cleaner.
No, she's like, she thinks she's starting at the bottom, but I don't think she realizes she's going to be like cleaning toilets and stuff.
Yeah, and taking out the trash.
Yeah. And then so basically she's there at Liberty Fashion, and it's like one of her dream stores, and she was always looking at it.
Yeah.
And it's a really cute moment where Jasper's like, "Here you go, we've sorted it out for you." And then her manager's really nasty and seems to like basically every time she tries to speak to him, he's like, "Nope, don't have time for you."
Yeah, he's a douche.
He's a bit of an idiot and he's not very nice. So we don't like him. And then one night she stays late because I think she was it they did something.
They did. What was it?
Something went wrong.
Sorry, I've seen this movie twice, but it
know.
was like 2 weeks ago now.
Something happened and then she has to stay late basically.
Yeah.
And she's fed up because that's it, she sees the window display and it's really boring and awful, and she's like, "Let me change it, it's really bad." And he's like,
Well,
"No,
she
just
gets-
get on with cleaning."
Well, yeah, and then when she says that, she gets drunk.
Yeah, she gets
Yeah.
drunk and she fixes it.
Yeah.
And the next day the Baroness arrives, who's like owns the
Well,
shop
the
or
next day
something.
she's sleeping in the
Yeah, in the
window.
window display. And the Baroness sees it, and then the manager's like, she's fired. And obviously Jasper and Horace, they keep trying to make it into like a job, so they keep trying to steal. So they're there as well.
No, what's his name? He's a Jasper, no, the other guy. Oscar. Horace.
Yeah.
He keeps asking, "What's the angle?"
Yeah, what's the
Like,
angle?
what's the
And
angle?
he's
Like, there's no angle.
there's no angle, and he's like, "Okay, now there's an angle."
Okay. What's the angle?
And so yeah, basically the Baroness is really impressed, and she's like, "Okay, I'll hire her." And so Estella basically gets fired from the manager, but hired by the Baroness.
Yeah.
To join her team.
Yeah.
And then I really like the fact that then Estella, she befriends the owner of a vintage clothing store, and his name's Artie, and he really likes her fashion sense.
He's the
But he's also the
Yeah.
guy who's going to play in the film, what's it called? Everybody
Loves Jamie.
is talking about. Everybody's talking about Jamie. Yeah,
Talking
he's the
about
same
Jamie.
actor.
No, he's the first ever gay character on a Disney movie for the 15th time. Do you not know he was gay?
No, I knew he was gay, but like, gotta say his name.
No, but I'm saying like they were making like every year. Disney has a movie with the first ever Disney gay character.
True. Wasn't it like Beauty and the Beast once or something?
Well, Beauty and the Beast had one. Onward had one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's again the first ever gay character in a Disney movie.
They also just, well, it is. No, it's not Pride Month anymore. I was gonna make a little
Not
segment,
anymore
but
now.
it was Pride Month. But
yeah. He's a very camp man.
Yes. But he's I think it's Max Harwood. Possibly. That's the actor.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the actor's name.
No, that's not the actor. I apologize.
Like his character, like makeup and design seems to be very inspired by David Bowie.
Yeah. So yeah, she meets Artie and they become friends, and you can see Estella basically, she starts to rise in the ranks, and then becomes like kind of like an assistant supervisor person to the Baroness.
Oh, she's the only one that makes dresses and that the Baroness likes.
The what? Sorry.
She's the only one that makes dresses that the Baroness likes.
Like the Baroness really likes her designs, and then obviously one day Estella sees the necklace being worn by the Baroness and recognizes it from younger, and then with the necklace she dropped the night her mum got killed.
Yeah.
So she's like, right, and she kind of gets mad because the Baroness like claims it was stolen from her from a previous employee.
Yeah.
And Estella's like, wait, what? My mum worked for her. And then she basically plans with Jasper and Horace to steal the necklace back.
Yeah. which is the angle.
She kind of then starts to go,
Yeah.
which is the angle. So at this point, she's got red hair still, and then Estella starts to wear her natural hair color again and gets the disguise of Cruella, and then she crashes
she starts wearing her natural hair, so
Yeah,
the Baroness doesn't recognize her when
Yeah.
they infiltrate the party.
the party,
Yeah.
Black and
they
white
try and
party.
steal they try and steal the necklace, but she wants to make a statement because she knows the Baroness doesn't like to be upstaged.
Yes.
So basically, they come in as like rat people, like the people to come and exterminate rats
they're like
and stuff.
pest exterminators.
Pest control, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the Baroness is wearing the necklace, and she's like, "Oh no," because obviously Horace and Jasper have gone to the safe.
Yeah.
It's quite funny because they use Wink as a big rat. He's
Yeah.
a dog. So yeah, they release all the rats, and the party goes mad. And Cruella, well, basically Stella, who is dressed as Cruella, is like having a showdown with Baroness and stuff, and they're having a little discussion. And obviously, the Baroness uses a dog whistle to command the Dalmatians to come to
Yeah.
look for the
Yeah.
and Stella comes to the realization that basically the same whistle was
It's what
used.
killed her mother.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So the whistle like is what made the dogs attack her mother instead. And so one of the dogs eats the necklace, and then Estella, Jasper, and Horace flee in the Panther DeVille, which is the car, which I thought was really clever because obviously it has the number plate like Cruella DeVille, and they make a joke about it as well.
Yes.
Obviously now Stella has like a proper revenge motive.
Yeah.
And she decides to go full like Cruella, and every
Yes.
time the Baroness has like these lavish gatherings, Cruella like basically turns up and like outdoes her, and then Estella stops like giving her best designs as well, so she's kind of sabotaging from both characters like Estella and Cruella, which I found pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously she goes to see Anita, and then her friend who's at the paper and like does all the photography and stuff and like the
Anita,
covering for the
darling.
news.
Darling.
And she's what?
And the joke, Anita, darling.
Oh yeah, Anita,
Yeah.
darling, yeah. And what is it? So yeah, she gets that to spread like publicity of Cruella. But obviously during all this, she's starting to get a bit evil and mean. And Jasper and Horace begin to feel abused, and they're like, "Hang on, she's not being very nice," but they still help her and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, it's really cool because obviously I forgot to say about this, but obviously at some point when you see the reveal of the necklace that the Baroness is wearing it, you also meet Roger, who is the Baroness's lawyer.
Yeah. And he's terrible
and-
at it.
Which is really weird and random because I didn't think in the original he was a lawyer.
No, he
thought he was
wasn't.
like-
He
No.
wrote songs.
He wrote songs. Then in the live action before that, he's been a game maker.
Yeah.
I don't know. Roger has many jobs basically.
Well,
but
on this one, like she mentions that he should spend less time at the piano or writing,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she fires him. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, she fires him, and then he returns to work as a pianist. And then I think Estella ends up kidnapping one of the Dalmatians as well at this point, and they're like waiting.
She
for the
kidnaps all the three of them.
all three, yeah, and she's waiting for them to like poo to get the necklace.
Yeah. It would be
obviously
easier
then-
if she just killed them, to be fair.
Yeah,
Just
and
saying.
so but she likes dogs. She's got her own dog as well.
Well, not
And
Dalmatians.
but they've got Buddy and Wink, who are also like in their little schemes and stuff. It's cute. I like the how they use the dogs as well. Obviously they get more daring schemes. So her and Artie are creating more outfits, and then they put on like this really cool show in Regent's Park.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's really cool. But obviously the bad news is the Baroness has figured out that Cruella is Estella.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
figures out How does she figure it out? Oh, she recognizes Horace,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that Estella is doing other drawings that she's not showing her.
yeah, like because they're like checking her out on CCTV, and there's
Yeah.
like the moth. The bit which is pretty cool is like when she's sewing the moths into the dress.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool scene, and then it opens up the vault, which has been like kept secret, so Cruella couldn't get to it. But
Yeah,
then
so
it's
they
destroyed from
they
inside.
pretended they tried to steal the
Yeah,
designs, the
yeah,
Baroness designs, so they put everything in the vault. And then
yeah,
the dress that she was making, which we thought it was like jewels or something.
yeah. But they're not
Yeah.
jewels; they're actually like little moth eggs or something.
Yeah,
And so yeah, then
they eat all of the dresses.
the Baroness turns up and she's like captures Jasper and Horace, and Estella walks in and she's like, "Wait, what?" And I think at this point as well, like the Dalmatians have actually pooed out the necklace, and I think Estella has threatened. Oh, that's it. When she turns up to Regent's Park, she's wearing like Dalmatian fur,
Oh, it's
and she kind of
an
she insinuates.
imitation. Oh.
Yeah, she's like insinuating that she killed the Dalmatians, but
Yeah,
she hasn't. They're fine.
because they make a joke saying they would make beautiful coats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she
And
didn't
he's like,
actually
I
do it.
wouldn't do that. It's
Yeah.
like, boo, I want to see her skin
Yeah.
puppies.
So yeah, she turns up and the Baroness is like, right, and she kind of burns the place to the ground. And then Jasper and Horace are arrested and blamed for her death.
Yeah.
But obviously
Yep.
you see that Estella is actually rescued and you're like, who by? And then you find out it's John, who's the valet guy.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he's managed to save the necklace, and basically the necklace is the key to a box which have Stella's actual birth records in.
Yeah.
And he explains to her that like Stella is actually the Baroness's daughter, and that the Baroness was disappointed that she got pregnant and wanted the Stella to be gotten rid of.
Yes.
And then that the husband died thinking the baby had died.
He died of
Basically
sadness,
died of grief.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died of grief. And then the Baroness had John take the baby and like get rid of it, but obviously John didn't want to do that, so he gave the baby to Catherine, who raised her in secret.
Yeah.
Obviously Estella gets really angry that she was lied to all her life, which I mean anyone would be, to be fair. And she basically she's like, right, okay, she goes to the fountain and she like talks to her mum, because that's where she goes to the fountain to talk to her mum,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Catherine.
she has a bit of a monologue.
Yeah, and she says like it doesn't matter sort of who her mum is really, like she knows who she is and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
She's
And
a little bit mad.
She does go a little bit mad and stuff like that, and you can see the start. It's actually pretty cool. Like you see the development from her being like a young girl in London living and doing all these like schemes to get by, to her getting her dream job, and then like taking on a new persona, and slowly the persona of Cruella is like overtaking Estella. And then she decides to avenge the Baroness. Avenge Catherine and defeat the Baroness, and finally adopts the name Cruella. So there is no more Stella. She is fully Cruella.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, she goes and breaks out Jasper and Horace, and is like, "Sorry, guys." And she's like, she goes to see Artie, who's like, "You're meant to be dead," and she's like, "I know," which I really like. I really like the connection between those two. And she's like, "Right, we're gonna do one more scheme," and I really like this part because obviously they're hiding at John's like house in London.
Yeah.
And they trick all of the guests into wearing the black and white wigs.
Yeah.
The Cruella wigs, which I really like. And it's quite funny. So when the Baroness is there at her party, Cruella's like, "Wait, what is going on?" Because they're all there, and she's like, "Security." Obviously Cruella goes in her Estella appearance for the last time.
Yeah.
So this is the point where like Estella is now the adopted persona, not Cruella. Cruella is her actual persona now.
Yes.
Psychological stuff. And then go and she's like, "Hi, and they basically they have a big showdown basically. So like Corella's like, I know who you are, I know what you did, like all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, so they tricked the Baroness into killing
Yeah.
Stella in front of everyone.
Yeah, they trick. So everyone thinks that the Baroness shoved Estella off the landing and over the cliff.
Yeah.
And then the police arrive because obviously Corella's called them, and they obviously see this and they arrest the Baroness. But obviously you see that Corella's used a parachute and returns
Yes.
to witness the Baroness being taken away.
Yep.
And obviously she's adopted the full name of Cruella de Vil, and she gets to acquire Hellman Hall, which she shortens to Hell Hall,
Cool.
and she
Yeah.
takes her rightful place as the iconic villain. And then obviously it shows them all kind of stood round, and then they make quite a funny comment where they're like, I think one of them's fat, or they're getting fatter, the Dalmatians, because obviously the
Yeah.
Dalmatians have switched sides, and they now listen to her and not the like Baroness.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's the credits, and in the mid-credits scene, I really like it. Cruella delivers 2 Dalmatian puppies named Pongo and Perdita. Perdita? I think that's how you say it. Perdita to Roger and Anita, and admiring her name, Roger begins to write the song Cruella de Vil as a tribute to her, which I think will then lead into the second film, which will
Sequel.
be 101 Dalmatians, the sequel.
Yeah.
So that was a lot, but
Right.
I really liked it. I have to admit, like I
I
was
l-
really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Emma Stone is amazing in this,
She's a very
as
good
always.
actress.
Emma Thompson is amazing in this.
Yes.
To be fair, the whole cast was really good. I
Yeah.
feel like
Personally,
Mhm.
I'm a massive fan of Joel Fry.
Joe Fry was really
He's
good. Jasper,
Jasper, yeah.
yeah, he's been in a few things. Oh,
He was in Trollids, wasn't he, on Sky?
yes, I think so. He's been in Game of Thrones. He's
Yeah.
He was in
Oh,
Game of
he's-
Thrones?
yeah, his Darzo Lorak. I can't really say
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, okay. No, yeah.
Yeah. He's been in Lego The Hobbit, the video game.
Fun.
Trolleyed. He was Leighton in Trolleyed. Death in Paradise.
Now, out
You
of
mean
the
the Apocalypse?
out of the two sidekicks, I liked
Jasper.
Horace better.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, I like Jasper more.
I like
Horace
Horace
is played
better.
by Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's also a
Okay.
very good actor.
Yeah, he's been in a few. He's been in I, Tonya.
Yes.
He was in I, Tonya.
He was hilarious in I, Tonya.
He's been in quite a few things. I, Tonya.
He's a
Same for
very
Mark
good actor.
Strong.
Kai. Yeah, there's a really good cast. Mark Strong, obviously.
You could say it's a very strong cast.
Yeah. It's a really good strong cast, actually.
I was making a pun on Mark Strong's name.
Oh, shut up. Oh, John McCree is Artie. And then so I did think they were going to hint at a romance between Jasper and
I thought they were going in that direction at the beginning.
Yeah, but then they
Yeah.
were starting it at the beginning, and then they just didn't go
I'm
anywhere.
glad
I
they
was like,
didn't.
yeah, I'm glad they didn't. I was like, it doesn't even like stop. It was kind of acting like it, and I was like, we don't need that.
I liked the movie.
Yeah.
I wish they had gone a more evil route. And
Yeah.
that it was more campy.
It makes her look quite like, it sounds weird. I really do like the way they're doing these point of views of the villains, because you kind of start to like them, and Disney's doing that a lot. So like, obviously you've got Cruella, which shows the villain's side of the story. And then you've got like Loki has come out, and that's a villain.
And then they did Maleficent first.
Yeah, Maleficent,
quite a
which
few
we
years
get
ago.
like her. Yeah, they did Maleficent, and they've done 2 of those now. And there's also like a book series I think that they've done.
They've done is villains, Disney villains,
It's
something like that.
Villains Tale. So they're doing. Disney are kind of giving. It makes you root for the villain as well. At first, like in the original Disney stuff, you're always like, oh no, the bad guys. But then you kind of like them, because I like Cruella.
The thing, Disney villains are super popular.
Yeah.
Like everyone loves them. That's why they're doing these movies. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if they weren't popular, they wouldn't
The
do these
villain's
movies.
Exactly. I really
But I
liked
do
it.
wish they I understand the sympathetic road, but I do wish they leaned into the evil side a bit more.
Bit more evil, bit more why she was going. Like it kind of
Or
showed.
leave it
I
more
reckon-
ambiguous. Like if they made the joke about the dogs,
Yeah.
they make great coats, and she's like, I wouldn't do that. But then we never see the dogs again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's like they don't show her killing the dogs, but
Yeah.
they hint at it, but we don't have a definite answer.
She wants death, basically.
I think they would have been pretty great.
So, I have got some trivia. I know that's normally
I
Rita's
also
job.
I have trivia.
Have you got IMDb trivia again?
Well, we probably do have some trivia.
Okay, I'll say 5 and you can say 5.
Fine.
What if you both say the same 5?
Probably. Well, I
Probably.
have one that Chloe definitely doesn't have.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because it's a
Ooh.
personal bit of trivia.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one that these are the ones that I found the most interesting. So the sound of the truck horn when Cruella honks at the gel is the same sound as her car horn in the animated feature.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
The second one is Horace compares dog owners looking like their dogs in the same way that Pongo does in 101 Dalmatians, which was released in 1961. That's it. The film seen on TV while Cruella is in the hotel room is Alfred Hitchcock's Lifeboat. The scene shows actress Tallulah Bankhead, who is the real life inspiration for Cruella de Vil. Also, that's it. Two more. Where is it? Oh yeah. Like many subtle references in the movie to its original source material, young Corella's blots on her permanent record resemble Dalmatian spots. And the last one, is hang on. Okay. One of the dog actors is named Patch. In 101 Dalmatians, Patch is the name of one of Pongo and Perdita's puppies, who got to star in the direct-to-video sequel 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure.
Oh, speaking of dogs, the CGI on the dogs was so bad.
I didn't really notice it.
How? It was so terrible, especially when we got close-ups of them jumping into the camera or doing something other than just standing around. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
What is your trivia, Rita?
Well, my personal bit of trivia. Do you know when she's going into the Baroness office in London?
Yeah.
Do you know the building? Are you picturing it?
No.
Well, that building, the one next to it, it's in London, central London. In the building next to it, I've been in an interview there.
Oh.
It's super fancy. I have pictures of it inside. It's super duper fancy.
I'm on the screen right now.
What was that for?
Ultimate football fan. You know the runner jobs that I did for the YouTube channel, the football YouTube channel?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. They have the office in the top floor.
That's really cool.
It's really posh.
It's really, really cool.
To other trivia.
Yeah.
Glenn Close, one of the executive producers of this film, played the character of Cruella in the 1996 live-action adaptation of 101 Dalmatians and the sequel. I think Glenn Close is a better Cruella than Emma Stone.
Yeah.
And I think her outfits are also more fabulous. Just saying.
I think she's more she's the Cruella de Vil that we all know.
No, she's proper evil.
Yeah, she's proper evil. This is meant to be like Cruella before she turns majorly evil, because she's still kind of nice at this point.
Still, she's Glenn's Close went crazy, proper camp. And I really liked the sequel. It's the sequel. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's good. I love that movie. It's hilarious. This is the 5th time that Emma Thompson has done a role for a Disney film. She has played Captain Amelia in Treasure Planet, Queen Eleanor in Brave, P.L. Travers in Saving Mr. Banks, and Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, the remake, which was not a good movie. Not great. It's not great. Cruella was released on what would have been Cameron Boyce's 22nd birthday.
I'd seen that one.
Yeah, the late actor was better known for playing Carlos DeVille, the son of Cruella DeVille, in the Disney Channel Descendants trilogy.
Oh.
Yeah, he died quite young, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I
think last one.
I have way more.
But
oh,
you can't just...
fine. Okay, this one. I wrote this one because it's fucking hilarious. Estella often talks with her mother at a fountain in Regent's Park, a real park in London. That was a setting for Roger and Anita's first meeting in an animated classic.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Yeah, also wrote like, no shit, this was written by an American. Like, yeah, Regent's Park's a real park in London. Like, yeah, parks exist, you idiot.
Oh, I just seen one.
Yeah?
Which is quite interesting. Another setup for 101 Dalmatians as to why Roger disliked Cruella was when Roger told the Baroness that he couldn't find Cruella, she fired him. So Roger always blamed Cruella for getting fired.
I guess. Yeah, it's like, in the end, okay, so he's singing like the Cruella DeVille song.
Yeah,
She's
so
like,
does
Cruella
he hate her or does he
DeVille,
like
Cruella
her?
DeVille.
Yeah.
If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will.
Yeah.
But Cruella hasn't done anything to him yet.
Yeah.
Because in the original movie, I believe he sings that at the end,
Yeah, he
after she
does.
tried to kill all the puppies.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really make sense.
So.
Yes.
That bit trivia. Did you like... So, both say your, like... Say the best thing you liked and the worst thing you liked.
Wait, can I have one last bit of trivia?
Oh,
the last one. Just one last one.
Okay, go.
The wigs that Cruella gave the guests at the Baroness Ball are the same hairstyle that was worn by Glenn Close in the live-action remake of 101 Dalmatians. I think in the dinner party scene.
Yeah, I know the scene, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Pretty
it.
cool.
Go on. Thank you, Chloe. Go on.
Rita, say one thing you liked and one thing you didn't like about the film.
I really like the costuming.
Yeah.
I've watched some videos on YouTube about people that do know fashion that say it's a very corporate version of punk. But I did like the costumes.
Yeah.
One thing that I didn't like.
Yeah.
She was too nice by the end.
Yeah.
She should have been more evil. She should have been the Cruella from the beginning, when they're like, she's too mean now. She should have stayed just that mean. She's like knocking shit. It's like, yes, please, more of that.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
I don't know. I like Rita. I really like the costumes and the location of like 1960s London just felt right for the film.
It's 1970s.
1970s. it just felt right for the film. One thing I didn't like was, you guys probably will disagree with me, but I felt just over 2 hours was a bit too long for the film. It felt like it dragged out in places.
Oh,
I didn't feel that.
I felt like it was too quick, if anything. I'll be honest, like, I remember going watching it on Disney Plus, because I didn't go to the cinema to see this. I watched it on Disney, and I was like, it felt like an okay amount of time. Like, I think I watched it quite late in the evening, but I didn't feel too late when it finished.
Yeah.
So, like, it was pretty...
Yeah.
It didn't feel too long for me. I can get why, but no, for me, it didn't feel too long. Like, recently I went to the cinema and watched Fast and Furious 9.
Yeah.
That felt long. This didn't. Maybe it's because I don't know, maybe I was quite into this film. I don't know.
Yeah, I felt like the pacing was okay. I didn't feel like it dragged.
I get that though. I get that point. For me, the favorite thing that I liked was probably... quite a few things. I think my most favorite thing was the fact that, again, I really like the point of view that it's from her point of view. So like you had like little appearances of like Anita and Roger and certain people, but like it wasn't like focused on them really. It wasn't their story. They were involved with her. It was, but like for me, I liked how like it was all connected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even the original wasn't really Roger or Anita's story. It was the dog's
No,
story.
but like you know what I mean. Like it wasn't really like to do with them at all. It was they propped up, but it wasn't anything.
Well, you could
major.
argue that Roger could have been completely cut out from the movie and nothing
Yeah,
would
he
have
didn't
been
actually need to
changed.
be in it. Yeah.
He like one thing like Anita, I think makes sense in the story.
Yeah, Roger didn't really make sense
Roger,
to be in it.
he didn't. They could have.
But it's kind of cool how then obviously Pongo and Perdita, I can't say Perdita.
Well, they could have just had the Perdita.
Yeah.
And it would have been just as cool, like cool. A little mid-credit scene.
But the worst thing, I don't really have a worst thing. I kind of enjoyed it.
I also enjoyed it, but I think there were things that I wasn't.
I don't know. I don't really have something that I could name as a bad thing. So obviously, it's that time of the week where Rita's got to do some quick maths.
Oh, that's right. Let me grab my phone.
So, out of 10 Amigos, Kim, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it a 10. Yeah.
What?
Oh, I think that's the first 10 out of 10 that we've had.
What?
That is the first 10 out of 10 we've had for the whole time.
A 10?
Yeah.
Wait, you
just said it dragged too long.
It dragged too long, but it was good watching. I enjoyed it, but it was too long. If that makes any sense.
So you preferred it over WandaVision?
Ever so slightly.
What?
Okay, so
I think WandaVision I gave like a 9.5 or something, so it's just ever so slightly.
So Tim's giving it a 10 out of 10 Amigos, which is our first 10 out of 10 on the podcast. I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10. I don't think it was 10 out of 10. I was going to give it like a 8 out of 10 Amigos.
You people are insane.
Me? Why? Why am I insane? 8 out of 10. I liked it.
I'm going to give it a 6.
Ooh. So what is the...
That makes it an 8 out of 10 overall. Which is still a bit too high in my humble opinion. 10 out of 10! I don't know. What?
Mind you, we had to convince him to watch this film as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm quite impressed. Yesterday it was, I don't really want to pay that much to see it, and I was a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
What was the final score, sorry?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 Amigos.
Okay,
so
ridiculous.
Where's it going on the leaderboard?
I mean, I don't know.
Third? I want to say third
I
or
don't want
fourth.
to say third. I don't think it's third.
What, you think it's better than that?
No, I think it's below third.
Okay, how do you give it 10 out of... Okay, when are we judging in leaderboard, they make no sense.
I didn't give it 10 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10, which is I normally rate
but like
7
Tim was like, oh, I think it goes third. I'm like, how do you give it 10 out of 10 then? It goes third.
Where is it, Rita, on the leaderboard, do you reckon?
I think it's underneath The Incredibles. I think Incredibles are a better movie, and everything above.
What do you think, Tim? Do you want it above Incredibles or below? I think I'm going to let Tim say and then I'll say. I can make the final opinion.
I think just below.
Yeah, no, I think below Incredibles. This is coming from Tim, who was like 10 out of 10, and then he's like, yeah, below Incredibles.
You people make no sense.
So yeah, obviously in the leaderboard, Rita will post the leaderboard in the edit. She's a very good editor. Thank you, Rita. It's below Incredibles.
Yeah.
For a first as well on the podcast, we've actually picked next week's episode already.
I know, crazy.
Crazy. We're organized, guys. Organized. I wish. We're gonna be watching. Well, we're gonna do a sequel basically. So
Yes.
I think we covered The Lion King.
We have,
before.
yes.
I can't remember exactly what week, but you know.
It was like
week
2 episodes ago, I feel like.
Yeah. So we covered The Lion King, and we're now going to cover The Lion King 2: Simba's Pride, which was
direct-to-video direct-to-video sequel.
Yeah.
So it's quality.
Yeah, so it's quality. Yeah, it's gonna be great. And the plot is influenced by William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. So yeah, next Friday we will be doing that.
Yes. Which I'm sure
we haven't obviously got prepared.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I like Lion King. Lion King's
I've
one of my
watched it.
I've watched this many times, so Deception. I'm not gonna sing, but
please do sing.
No, I'm not.
Go
but it's
for
a bop.
it.
It's got some bops in this one actually.
It's got some bops, and it's got some other songs that are not bops.
I like it.
It's okay.
But no, so I like it. So yeah, we I don't know what else I was gonna say. That's it. I think that's it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Silence.
Silence. No, thank you for listening to us. I know we've been a bit rough with our schedule. There's a lot happening.
Yeah.
We're busy, people work. It's not great. We can't always be up. We need to one day do a live podcast. That'd be kind of cool.
Sure.
Now restrictions are slowly lifting.
I mean, we've all had the first vaccine dose.
Yes, I'm about to get my second soon. So
Bill Gates knows where we are at all times now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got that magnet in my arm.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
It's pretty good. Every time I get more than 3 meters away from my phone, my arm beeps.
So yeah, thank you for listening. Obviously, you can follow us on Spotify
or on Apple
Music, Apple Podcasts. I have an Apple phone now, so I can look at Apple Podcasts. And
I mean, I don't know why you'd use Apple Podcasts over Spotify. But sure.
On YouTube, give us a watch, give us a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Leave a comment if you've been watching this far. Put why did Tom rate Tom? Oh my god, cut that out.
Who's Tom? Who's Tom? Chloe. Who's Tom?
Please cut that out, Rita.
No.
Even though you have to cut that out. Oh,
no, I will not.
Tim. I meant to say Tim.
I will not cut that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at pictures of Tom Hiddleston right now.
Tom Hiddleston, please come to our podcast. Yeah, be our guest for our Loki.
Can you imagine if Tom Hiddleston came on and we did a podcast about Loki?
I mean, that would be
I'm still trying to convince both of them to do Loki, but you know.
Well, that would low-key be the best thing that happened to our podcast.
Oh, shut up, Tim. Basically, Tim, if you've been listening so far, comment why did Tim say 10 out of 10 for Cruella? Not Tom Hiddleston, not Tom.
Although maybe Tom Hiddleston also thinks Cruella was a 10 out of 10. Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know. Basically, I was like on TikTok because normally I'm quite good when we do a podcast. I just stare at the screen where my notes are, but I'm not gonna lie, I just switched to TikTok and he came up and there's a picture of him. So
it was fate.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's fate. I've kind of really obsessed with Loki at the moment. I've also got into reading the comics, which is really good.
Nice.
It's kind of not just Loki comics. Like there's a few comics. I went to HMV, went to Waterstones. There's some on Amazon, and I'm kind of enjoying it. But yeah, moving on. Follow us on all social media.
Yeah, on Instagram at Three Amigos, the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good week, afternoon, evening, morning. I said that in a really stupid way, but wherever you are, have a good day.
And let's
Hi,
root
Rita's
for
mum.
England to lose.
Oh no, we're not talking about football. But hello, Rita's mum. Our number one fan.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks for.
Oh,
I was gonna
Goodbye.
say thanks for watching, but I don't know what you're doing. Goodbye, this is a mess.
See you, people.
Bye.
Ciao.